video, I will be going to continue discussing the fundamental operations with fractions. So on the previous video, we discussed already how to add and subtract fractions. So on this video, we are going to focus how to multiply fractions. So in multiplying fractions, it is much more easier compared to adding and subtracting of fractions, because you are just going to multiply, or you are just going to operate directly the given fractions. You are just going to multiply the given numerator by the other numerator, as well as the denominator multiplied by the other denominator. Okay, so for this example, we have this one. So no need for you to identify whether the given fraction is similar or dissimilar fractions. So in multiplication, it doesn't matter if the given is similar or dissimilar fractions, because you can perform directly the operation, which is the multiplication, to the given numerator and denominator of their fractions. So yeah, we multiply the numerator by the numerator, and we also multiply denominator to its denominator of the second fraction. So for example, the given example number 1, we have 5 over 10 multiplied to 2 over 10. That would be equal to 5 times 2. So we multiply both numerators. Then 10 times 10. The result is, or the product of our two fractions is 10 over 100. Or we can rewrite this fraction into its reduced form, which is 1 over 10, since both numerator and denominator are divisible by 10. Okay, so another example is this one. So we multiply a mixed number and a fraction. So it is somewhat tricky in this part, because the same as the adding and subtracting of fractions, we need first to rewrite or to convert the mixed number into its corresponding improper fraction. So again, it is the same. So we multiply the whole number, which is 3, by its denominator. For this example, which is 20. So 3 times 20, that is 60. And then the product, we add the product to the numerator, which is 15. So we have 60 plus 15, that would be 75 as the new numerator, and our denominator is still the same, which is 20. We have the equivalent of our mixed number. So its equivalent improper fraction is 75 over 20. And then we copy the remaining fraction, which is 4 over 8. So now we have an improper form and a proper form of our fraction. So we can identify the numerator and the denominators of both fractions. Then we can now perform the operation, which is multiplication. Proceed to multiplication. So we multiply 75 times 4, and then 20 times 4. So numerator times the numerator, denominator times the denominator. So our product is 75 times 4, that is 300, and 20 times 8, that is 160. Or we can rewrite the fraction into the result into its corresponding mixed number. So we're just going to divide 300 by 160. So we have a whole number which is 1, and then the remainder is 140. That's why we have a mixed number form, 1 and 140 over 160. Okay, so that's it for multiplying a mixed number and a fraction. The third example is we are going to multiply a whole number and a fraction. So in multiplying a whole number and a fraction, we can just simply add 1 as the denominator of our whole number, since any number divided by 1 is the result of the number itself. So meaning, if we are going to divide 50 by 1, of course the result is still the same value, which is 50. So 50 over 1 times 12 over 5. So you can now identify the numerator and the denominator of both fractions, so you proceed with multiplication. So 50 times 12 is equal to 600, and 1 times 5, that is 5. Or if we are going to write it in the lowest form, that would be equal to 120. Okay, so that's it for multiplication of fractions. Next is dividing a fraction, so division of fractions. So in division of fractions, the idea is somewhat the same with the multiplication of fractions, since division is just the reverse of multiplication. So let's have first this example number 1. So we have a fraction 5/10 divided by 2/10. So one thing to remember in dividing a fraction is that you need first to identify what is the divisor of our given fraction. So divisor, for this example, our divisor is 2/10. So we copy first the given first number, 5/10 divided. So one thing to consider is that you are going to get the reciprocal of our divisor. So our divisor is 2/10. You get the reciprocal, meaning you interchange the numerator and the denominator of your fraction. So we can now have the reciprocal of our divisor, that would be equal to 10/2. Okay, we interchange the given numerator and then the denominator. And then afterwards, we now change the operation. So we no longer use division, but instead we are going to use the multiplication symbol. Since earlier I said that division is just a reverse of multiplication. Okay, so now we have the equation 5/10 times 10/20. So proceed with the multiplication, so that would be equal to 5 times 10 and over 10 times 2. The result is 50/20, or it is equal to 5/2. Since both numerator and denominator are both divisible by 10, so 50 divided by 10, that is equal to 5, and 20 divided by 10, that is equal to 2. Okay, so that's the quotient when we divide 5/10 by 2/10. Okay, another example. Okay, we have here another example, a mixed number divided by a fraction. The same idea with the previous examples. We need to rewrite the mixed number into its equivalent improper fraction. So we have the equivalent for the mixed number 2 and 2/5, that is equal to 12/5. Since 2 times 5, 10 plus 2, that would be 12. Then you copy the denominator 5. And then you have our divisor 3/5. You get the reciprocal of it, meaning you interchange the numerator and denominator. So it will become 5/3. And then change the operation into multiplication. Then proceed with multiplication. We have 12 times 5 over 5 times 3. So the result is 60/15. Or in reduced form, it is equal to 4. Okay, so next example, dividing a whole number and a fraction. So like this one, for example, 8 divided by 10/15. So how are we going to operate this one? No, same idea with the multiplication of a whole number and a fraction. Automatically, we have 8 as we have 1 as our denominator for a whole number 8. So we are going to rewrite the whole number into its equivalent fraction form. That would be 8/1. Then we get the reciprocal of our divisor, which is 10/15. The reciprocal is 15/10. Then change the operation into multiplication. And then you now can proceed to multiplying the numerator and then numerator, same as the denominator multiplied to its denominator. So we have 8 times 15, that is 120, and 1 times 10, that is 10. So our quotient for this example, 120 divided by 10 is 12. So I think that's it for the fundamental operations of fractions. I hope this video can help you in answering your learning tasks as well as your assessment in our modules. Okay, stay safe and God bless everyone. See you soon.